Charlotte.
Yeah.
So I just want to start off by saying, well done, Charlotte. She had a stressful moment there, trying to get us live on time. Because some idiot didn't have the app on their phone.
Exactly, I wonder who that idiot is.
Yeah, I can't imagine. In 2020, who wouldn't have the app on their phone?
Use your...
Are you trying to say it's my phone? I've got all the apps. I've got App Store and everything. It's not me. So,
IT genius.
you got all the apps on your phone?
It's 2020 lah.
Yeah, exactly. 2020.
Yes.
So anyway.
Yes.
So anyway, welcome everyone.
Welcome.
I don't know if we've got any people tuned in yet.
Yeah,
So,
we're
you know, we should maybe start
introducing yourselves.
Yeah, okay. Introduce yourselves.
Okay, my name is Vanessa. I'm the Expedition Groups and GoPro Manager. Go on, continue. Lah.
No, go on. What
Done.
else are you?
I'm done. Oh, it's a Divemaster.
PADI Divemaster. Get in there, Melissa. Get in there. Alright.
Okay, go on.
Pat?
Pablo, Dive Center Duty Manager and PADI Professional.
Yeah.
So, Richard.
Boring.
Boring. I'm Richard, the boring one. Managing Director, PADI Professionals.
Yay.
So we're here to chat with the guys and answer their questions.
Yep.
And
Answer any questions you guys
yeah,
may
tune
have.
in guys, because we need your questions to be able to answer them.
Yeah.
So if we don't have questions, can't answer anything. But at the moment, we're running lots of promos, trying to get people inspired in diving, and particularly our open water course. That's worked really well. I think that's been a huge success actually. Yeah. Got big discounts on the open water course, trying to encourage new divers to get diving.
Picture.
She's more interested in the picture, so we'll all jump on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Promotion still until next month.
Yep, until end of August. Get certified, guys. This is your only chance to see these marine life underwater, nowhere else, unless if you're watching a TV, which is boring, like Richard.
What, watching TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching TV, watching, you know, sharks,
But not the
turtles.
boring comment, only the TV
Like,
comment.
you know, boring, like Richard.
Thanks, Melissa.
Yeah, most welcome. My pleasure.
So, actually, I'd like to explain the concept behind the promotion of open water. You know, we really wanted to pick the peak months in the year, which is July and August. People are available to learn and really try to get those entry-level divers qualified so that they can join us for some of the fun diving that we do throughout the year. So the one comment that someone had made to us was about if courses are really cheap, you know, does that mean we cut corners? True?
Definitely not.
So we don't cut corners, no. Actually, one of the things you've learned already from our introduction of who we are, we're course directors, and obviously Melissa's a PADI Divemaster, so we're all professional level people in our industry. And the thought of cutting corners for us is just like a no-go area. You know, this is our industry, and if we start cutting corners, then that would be a really bad thing. You know, you've got to have integrity and standards.
Safety.
Sorry?
Number one, safety.
Yeah, of course, safety.
Main priority.
And standards are there for safety, that's the purpose of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know, every now and again you hear the comment, oh, if people are offering a cheap price, then they're cutting corners. But that's not the case. What we've done is offer a great rate so that people can come in as entry-level divers and then you can hopefully benefit as a dive centre later on down the track. But we certainly do not cut corners. So we don't need to do that. If we were going to do that, we would
Yeah, so
logo is.
we have our first question.
Oh,
If I've only just finished my open water course, is it too soon to go into advanced open water course? Do I need to be more advanced before I do my advanced open water course?
Oh, more advanced as in get more dives?
No,
Yeah.
she only just finished her open water.
Yeah.
So do I need to be more advanced before I do my advanced open water course?
in other words, you need more experience.
More
Perhaps what do you
experience
reckon?
for
Do you need
that.
more experience to enroll in advanced?
Oh, you will learn the skills to be advanced in advanced course. So we learn different adventure styles, such as the navigation and the others that you choose.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can apply that to the whole your dive after that. And you can practice the skills, the knowledge as well.
The actual, sorry,
Making you a more experienced diver.
I was just going to say the actual title of that course is Advanced Open Water, and it's designed for the diver to enrol in straight away. As Pablo just quite rightly said, you know, you learn the skills during that course,
Yep, yep.
and then apply that, as you said, to the dives in the future as well. So definitely not. I would encourage someone to enrol immediately, actually, and benefit from the training with their instructor, for sure.
It's much more easier than open water.
No exams.
Yeah.
So another question on Instagram is, I don't have someone to take with me to the course of open water course. Can I still take open water?
Of course. I mean, what we can do is we can find others, you know, who wants to get certified as well. We can pair you guys up together, so you don't have to be all alone. I normally tell all my friends, families, guests, the more, the merrier, you know? It's more fun to do it in a group rather than one. But you can still, if you prefer to have one-on-one as well.
For me, it's actually one-to-one with the instructors is the best as well. You know, because all of your site and then your own times, so I can practice as much as you can. So it's only you with the instructor.
Yeah, you both made really strong points. I mean, individually learning benefits some people that perhaps have any learning difficulties or challenges, or if they've got concerns. And then on the other side, the more the merrier. A lot of fun,
Yeah.
going through the experience with other people. So in fact, you're group's manager, and you, well, seriously, you are, and you're booking groups of people for adventure training activities all of the time. And we use actually the sport of diving as a great way to bring people together. So you've got individual training for people that want the extra help, and you've got the group activity to unify and create that spirit. To answer the question more directly for your follower there, yes, you can do it, because as Melissa said, we'll try to put you with other people anyway. So what we do is look for our diary when you inquire with our team, and they will try and find dates that match, so you can join other people if you wish. If you wish to do it alone, what will happen?
Well, what do you
Price-wise?
Price-wise, well, you do have to pay an additional fee for one-to-one instruction. Yeah, that's what you can enjoy with a private instructor.
Yeah, naturally we're really streamlining the price at the moment. We've got a great deal on open water course, and as we've already mentioned, and you know, we can't do that for one person only. So it is aimed at trying to get to four. Four is a maximum that we put with an instructor, right? So you know, we need to try to get those numbers on the course to be able to run it for that. So if you're an individual, you will need to pay a single sum, but we'll try and put you together with one.
Alright, so Ahmad Yusuf says hello. Hi. And also Ray Bolt says hello, Richard Swann.
Say hi lah.
He doesn't say hello to
Exactly.
you.
So
That's
say hi lah.
loser, double loser.
Oh, Nicholas says hi, Muhammad Fauzi.
Great.
Yeah, that's Pablo. And Ma says hi, Sai.
Oh, you got one. Oh, you got one.
One,
oh, you got
one.
one friend.
One.
Hey, it's my phone. They're all my friends.
Oh, this is a good one. Imani says good afternoon to the best PADI course directors.
Hey, ma'am.
How are you?
So, how about we were chatting earlier, guys, about advanced diving, you know, or specialties, or being involved in other activities. You know, I was posing the question of, you know, what's your favourite dive? Because I get asked a lot about, you know, a dive location. Where's the best place to dive in the world? You know, or where's the best place you've been diving in the world? And for me, it's all about a particular dive. So, how about you guys tell us about your favourite dive, or one of your favourite dives? It's very hard to choose just one.
And let's see.
Or in water experience, you know, I mean, as divers it builds our confidence, doesn't it, to be in the water, so, you know, even in water experience, any experience that you've had.
Okay, you go first. I have to think.
She's still thinking.
Yeah.
She's done so many zillions of dives, girl.
Right.
Smart
Right.
people,
No.
man.
Okay, Pubs.
Go on, Pat, what about you?
It's actually
Oh, you guys have to speak a little louder. Okay, is this better, guys? Can you hear it?
Can you hear us, guys?
Can?
Hopefully that's better.
Okay, it's actually the same question that I ask a lot of divers come to our dive center. Because they're from around the world. I asked them where they dived before, where's the best dive and everything. Which is me. Mostly dives here.
Sorry, they're moving closer so you guys can hear it.
So the best moment is actually, one of it is last few years. It's actually in our YouTube channel, the whalesharks season, which is me and Richard personally go dive and take photos and videos. It's the best. Snow reef and everything, just mid-water, 5 meters, less than 5 meters, but almost 2 hours.
So yeah, I mean, shallow dive, it's a great point actually, shallow dive, and we stayed there 2 hours, so we got maximum experience. What time of year is the best time for our customers to come and try to see whale sharks?
It's normally started around February, April.
Yeah, February to April.
Yeah.
The last we saw was what? 4, 5 whale sharks this year?
Showing off. And was that in one time, Melissa, at the same time?
At the same time, it was early March. We were not even diving. We were heading back to the office.
We were heading out to the office, yeah.
And then, just so you know, this is not one of my memorable, I mean, it's one of them, but I'll tell you mine later. We had 4 to 5 whale sharks. I think it was 4 or 5. We were just snorkeling and swimming with them. There was lots of krills. Viz wasn't that great, but I don't know, when you see them, it's just, I don't know, it's like, I cannot explain the feeling.
It's electric.
It's just something, you know. When we went snorkeling, we didn't have any wetsuit, we didn't have any swimwear, we just jumped right in. And there was one particular person, Jess, never been to the island before, it was her first time, and she saw them.
Four whale sharks.
Yeah, she's never been
my
snorkeling, diving. I think it was a great experience for her as well.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, snorkeling, diving with whale sharks is one of the highest things that people aim for when they're going out diving, for sure. And I was fortunate enough to be there on both those occasions, so I was lucky. Indeed, I was diving that day. I was in Scuba with the camera.
Oh yeah, you were.
But, and you said about the visibility, but actually
It was the krills.
it was the krill. They were feeding on the krill, and there were so many. It was so dense. We couldn't even see the bloody things, you know. So yeah, an amazing experience. How about your favourite dive experience?
Favorite dive experience was when I brought my niece out for try dive. It was the first time. She did panic, and I wasn't a dive master then. I was just a rescue diver. So not assisted, but I was there when she had the panic attack. Managed to calm her down and continue to dive. So yeah.
Actually, one of the things about instructing that we really enjoy is getting people over that initial irrational fear of diving, and then we know the end outcome. And our own MC Charlotte had some earlier fears in her course, and traumatised all of us. But no, seriously, it's a lot of pleasure in getting people over those early hurdles.
Yep.
Because we know the pleasure that comes later when you become more confident and as your confidence grows. So yeah, it's definitely a great thing.
But do you feel panic attacks are common?
Well, it's not uncommon, that's for sure. I mean, there's a lot of people that feel this irrational fear. I wouldn't call it full-on panic attack, but you know, you need to obviously learn to control that irrational fear. And the skills and the training that you go through during the course, they're designed to develop your ability to deal with problems, you know. So you find as the course goes on, the skills become slightly more challenging as you go through the final stages of the course. But you're ready for it, and you're prepared, and so you become you know, just more able to deal with it.
More confident.
Yeah, your confidence grows. It's like anything. When you first drive, I often liken it to driving a car. You know, when you first drive a car, you know, you're nervous, you're trying to multitask, you're thinking, oh, I've got to indicate, check my mirror, and, you know, look in the wing mirror, you know, and then you probably got your, did I turn the music up? But, you know, once you've been driving for some time, you become very automatic about the things that you do. So it becomes easy, and then you're winding down the window, checking out everyone outside the, you know, the scenery, whatever.
Yeah, wild whale sharks. I didn't know wild whale sharks.
Wild whale
Someone
sharks.
asked wild whale sharks.
Well, they're all wild.
Okay.
We only deal with wild animals.
I'm
There's no zoo here. We don't like zoos, so all of our experiences here in the Tar Park is all wild creatures coming in for their seasonal food.
Okay, another one asked Bila Batu Photography Clinic Pablo.
Is on 29
To the
30
30th of
August, next month.
Yes.
So maybe you wanna describe or explain the photography clinic a little bit more for those who don't know what the photography clinic is about.
Alright, so it's a 2-day photography clinic with these gentlemen and this maniac. Well, these pros, okay? They're pros. And so, Richard, do you want to elaborate on what you'll be covering during the clinic?
Mine? Why did you forget? Good. Together we developed a great program, and what we're going to do initially, prior to the actual 2 days of in-water experience, we're going to have a Zoom presentation, so participants can join in that Zoom presentation themselves, or it can be recorded for them to review back later, where you're going to discover various you know, skills, techniques. It's a clinic, you know, we're trying to help people improve their photography generally. If people wish to upgrade and gain the specialty certification, digital underwater or digital imaging, I should say, they can become qualified. During the presentation we'll cover various topics, so there's quite a lot there for us to mention, but you know, we'll cover that more in detail when people enrol. And then we will have 2 days of in-water clinic. Now people can sign up for 1 or 2 days, it's up to them. We strongly recommend you enroll in the full 2 days because you know you're going to maximum benefit from that, particularly from the stuff you learn in the presentation. So me and Pablo will deliver the presentation together via Zoom, and then for the 2 days in water, me and Pabs will be around the whole time, just really trying to share advice and see what people are doing and try to give them a few tips, stuff that they can work on during the dives. So the total number of dives would be 6, and if people want to continue after that, excuse me, of course they're welcome to enrol in more days. As Pabs has said, he's a manager in the dive centre, myself, I'm often there. So together we're always around, so we're happy to share our knowledge. So the whole idea is just to really share knowledge of photography. We've been doing this for many years ourselves, and we know the pleasure it brings. And we have a new pro on the block. Melissa, have you seen the size of her equipment? Oh man, it's actually quite intimidating, the equipment she's got. This rig, we'll call it a rig.
Anyway, to the follower, if you're interested, please do send us an email and we'll share more detailed information with you.
Okay, Wilhelmina says, happy belated birthday, Sai.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And there's another one. Someone, Ma says, I get anxious when it's too crowded underwater.
How do we deal with that?
Like we just said earlier, so the ratios between our instructors, maximum one instructor is only 4 people, which is like 2 buddies. So
That includes fun dive.
yeah, not just the courses but fun dive. So 4 instructor, 1 guide, which is actually 4 divers.
Also, the sea is huge, so I don't think, if it's crowded with marine life, why not?
So we also, let's say for example, we've got 8 divers on the boat. There'll be 2 guides with those 8 divers. We will split the groups up underwater. We don't like all crowd around each other so that everybody's on the same subject. You know, we're always looking to try to split divers up a little bit so that they get the best experience. So you shouldn't feel that way with us. If you come dive with us, you'll see how we work, and we do our best to not crowd divers. That also the responsibility falls to the diver. When you're a qualified diver, you have the ability with your buddy to drop back a bit and step out of that. You don't need to follow everybody else so closely. So give yourself space. Be in control of yourself, as I told you.
Yeah.
So you're saying that when we are diving, we don't really need to stick to a group, or we can kind of distance ourselves?
Not necessarily.
But always stick with your buddy, and always make sure you have visual contact, right? Visual contact with the dive guide.
With the guides, yeah. Let's remember, as a qualified diver, you are qualified to plan and carry out your own dive with a buddy. So we're always coming back to this buddy system. You must be with your buddy, but outside of that, you can actually plan your own dive. You can come to us and go do a shore dive. You don't even need a guide. We'll give you a briefing. You can go out there as long as you're competent. That's all we want to know, that you're safe. So you're qualified to do that. That's part of your training. So if you've been trained correctly, you should have the confidence with a buddy to go dive anyway. Yeah.
Okay, another one is people are always concerned about their swimming skills when it comes to diving. Why do we need to know how to swim, and why do we need to be a swimmer first?
I'll answer the second question. You don't have to be a swimmer, like a strong swimmer, to be a diver. Okay?
It's actually
Okay.
it's actually diving need your little bit of your fitness, as a diver, and then it's for your safety as well. That you can swim. So, and then the important thing is fitness. Even you start the courses, there's a few forms that you need to fill out, okay, and then to make sure that you are fit to dive.
What's the requirement perhaps for open water course? What do people have to be able to do if they want to enroll in open water course with regard to swimming?
So they do have they call it swimming test. Okay. Like 200 swim. And they also can
200 meter.
200 meter swim.
200 swim. No, I was like, I can't do that.
Treading water. Okay. But they can also do like the mask in snow. It's a little bit the distance, like 300 meters. Okay, so they don't really need to worry about it.
Okay, nice.
Let
So,
me just elaborate on the reason why. You know, Pablo's clearly stated what needs to be done. So a 200 metre swim or a 300 metre mask and snorkel. And also a tread water or float. In other words, maintain yourself for 10 minutes. The reason you need that is clearly when you're diving, you're around water. So for example, if you fell off the boat, you would need to be able to maintain yourself long enough for the boat to come back and pick you up. It's a safety matter. So a basic level of swimming is, you know, obviously a basic requirement. However, we do our best to coach people. There's no time limit on the swim test that we do. So you could take half a day to do it if you wanted, as long as you can do it. That's the important thing. So that's the why. You know, it's important that you have a basic level so you can be safe.
oh, this is a nice one from Howell. I can confirm Pablo can really help you on the photography skill. Learned so much from him in the last course. I think a lot of people don't know about Pablo is he's actually a photographer before he joined us. You know, why don't you talk a little bit about that and your journey towards becoming a course director?
Yeah. Before I start with Downbelow, I was working as a photographer, and just for fun. And then I did some wedding photographer as well, okay, which is quite tough, a lot to learn. And then since underwater is different. So thanks Richard, teach me, okay. But the good thing is, as long as you're familiar with your camera. If that is the most important thing. And talking about the photography clinic, okay, even you have your own camera or new camera, you also can join us. So you can get you familiar with your camera settings and all of that.
It doesn't have to be like a camera like a DSLR or whatsoever. If you have a GoPro, if you own a GoPro and you want to take pictures, videos, and improve the quality, you can still join us, and they will help you.
What do you think is the most basic underwater camera you guys anyone can own to even start underwater photography?
Any device that gives you an image underwater is going to be an underwater imaging device. So that means it's going to give you a picture. Now, you know, even the most, well, we recently, or earlier this year, we had a group that we booked in and took to Capilite Resort, and I conducted a photo clinic there for a group of 52 people. And one of the winners of the competition, and this was something that Melissa highlighted to me, reminded me that one of the winners used what camera?
A GoPro.
A GoPro. A basic one as well. Yeah, like Hero 6 or something, wasn't even one of the latest versions. But what that person did, he won the competition because the picture had character. And you know, ultimately...
There was a story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, all cameras have a limitation. And we take that into account. But this isn't a competition. This is a clinic to help you improve with whatever tools you've got. So all we're trying to do is help people get a little better. It's not expensive. In fact, we're offering our time for free. People are actually only paying for the diving. But we want to inspire people to dive a bit more and join us, you know. So that's the idea.
Okay, so the next one is from Callista. So hi Callista.
Hi.
Her question is, my biggest challenge is maintaining buoyancy. Do you have any tips to stop floating up as I go along?
Like Charlotte.
No, I'm an extremist. I float really well, but not her. She's an advanced.
Melissa.
I think I don't think she's an advanced. I think she's an open water, but she wanted to join advanced.
then take up the advanced course. There's the one of the specialty that you can take is the peak performance buoyancy, where the instructors will train and teach you how to trim your weight accordingly.
Common issues that we face. You're quite right. You know, if you enrol in some additional training, you get the benefit of an instructor guiding you in the right direction. But common reasons why people float up when they're diving. So number one, they're anxious or nervous. So when you're anxious or nervous, you breathe a lot and you hold a lot of air in your body. As a result, that makes you more buoyant. Other reasons why, they get air trapped in the BCD. When you're going to deflate your BCD, you need to be in an upright position, extend the LPI so that the air can escape your BCD. And then getting your weight correct in the first place. These are skills that you do learn in the open water course, but some people forget. So with additional training, such as peak performance buoyancy, you can learn to get your weight very precise, and then you use your lung volume to go up and down. As your dive progresses, your tank will become lower and less dense. As it becomes less dense, where you're using the air inside, it becomes slightly more buoyant. Particularly aluminium tanks, which are commonly used in this area. So you do need to be aware of that and then compensate for that with your weight earlier in the, or prior to the dive. So there are some tips, but basically, you know, come along, we'll help you out. If you join us for a day of fun diving, we'll give you a few tips. Just ask, you know, ask the guides. All of our guides are instructors, actually. You know, Melissa's currently the only dive master in the company. She keeps talking about maybe doing an IDC, maybe not, but then doesn't.
Anyway, next question.
Alright, so okay, the next question is also from Callista. How can we avoid the little stings we seem to get while diving? Oh my god, I have this problem. I think they are called mini jellyfish.
Jellybugs?
Yeah, I think they're called jellybugs, Callista. Yeah, how do we avoid that little stings and stuff while
that's
diving?
easy, man. Easy. Do you know how? Come to our shop and buy a long sleeve rash guard. And that's as simple as that. You know, if your skin is very sensitive, then cover it with something like a long sleeve rash guard, and you will avoid that type of thing. You know?
Or a wetsuit.
Of course.
So is it necessary to wear gloves whenever we go diving?
We very much discourage gloves. Why do we discourage gloves, Pat?
So one thing is what we saw before. Okay, most of the people that the divers that wear gloves, they tend to, of course, they worry themselves to get cut and everything, but sometimes they feel okay to hold corals or anything that we shouldn't underwater. So that's the reasons actually.
I've come from a cold water background where we have to wear gloves because it's literally that cold, 6 degrees, you need to wear gloves. However, in these parts our water temperature is
30, 31.
30, 31 degrees. What do you need gloves for? So the only purpose out here people are wearing gloves is it encourages them to touch things. Good buoyancy, you should never touch anything anyway.
I always thought it's for suntan.
Oh
You know,
my
I mean,
God.
like to avoid. Never mind. Alright, so the next one is. Oh dear, I lost it.
Talking about the buoyancy, it's actually one of the things of the photography.
Yes,
The buoyancy.
definitely.
I remember first time you brought me at once, bring your huge camera. I'm okay with the buoyancy, but that time my air like
Yeah,
because to control yourself during your photography.
yeah. I remember many years ago I was on my ball and I was diving with Borneo divers back then on my ball like 20 years ago. And I remember the dive guide was called Melvin. He'd done maybe 500 plus dives. He was a very experienced diver. and he was guiding me. He was with me on this particular day, and I had my camera and everything. And I said to him, back then it was a film camera, yeah? And so I said to him, "Hey Melvin, you know, you can use it. I'll give you a roll of film, and you can use it." You know, I was encouraging him to get used to it. So he's like delighted, obviously, and he took the camera, and his dive was finished in 30 minutes. And he used his air up in 30 minutes, and he's an experienced dive guide, normally going for an hour. And I was chuckling away, you know, and he said to me at the end after, you know, "Oh, my buoyancy, you know." But you've got to compensate, you learn to compensate. Good buoyancy is key to getting good pictures. So for sure, your dive skill is going to come into it a lot, you know.
I remember when Anna and I, we took the photography with you. Okay, honestly, I can say I have good buoyancy skills. Oh no, middle finger. But when I took the class with Pablo, you have to take into account like, okay, buoyancy, and then setting up your camera underwater, setting up the what was that? Everything lah, you know. And I noticed I was going up. I was like, oh shit. Oh, sorry. And then like
Every time someone curses, you have to slap the person.
oh.
Finish the story.
And then okay.
Who's
like,
boring
okay.
now?
And then let the air out, go back down, and then like I lose focus. So with the photo clinic, they're gonna help you to you know, not to teach you how to control your buoyancy, but they're gonna teach you how to adapt, you know. So that was one of the things that I learned as well from Pablo, which is a big benefit. I take nicer pictures now, by the way.
So Anissa says hi, Sai, nice hair.
Oh, thank you.
And Amir says hi.
Amir?
Merzuan.
Oh, hi! Amir.
Yeah, it says hi, guys.
One comment about buoyancy and getting close to marine life and good pictures. You know, it's about having some marine biology understanding as well. You know, recently we were diving. You managed to get very close to a turtle. You know, you anticipated the turtle movement. You were able to have the buoyancy control to not disturb the turtle, but actually get quite close to it,
yeah.
and that benefited your photography no end, because clearly if you're closer to something it's going to be clearer. So you know, it's buoyancy skill, there's a marine life skill, there's a lot of components that go into good underwater photography, and they're all things that are a work in progress. You know, you have to keep working on it to improve it as you go along. You know, yeah, definitely for me that marine biology knowledge has helped me no end to get good underwater shots. You know. You have a favourite shot, Pat? A picture that you've taken that you know, you really like?
Most favorite is the whale shark, the feeding that we took before. A lot of turtles.
Yeah. Well, everyone associates, you know, Sipperdown with turtles. You know, everyone got to go to Sipperdown to get close to turtles, but actually we have black-tip reef sharks here, we have turtles here, you know, we have whale sharks here. In fact, I've seen more whale sharks here than I have in the Sempurna region by far. So, so actually we have a lot of marine life here. But yeah, I think one of the things I love about diving with you, when you bring your camera along, is you get good pictures of me.
I took a picture of yours.
Yeah, but yours are shit. I mean,
Money, slap her.
no, with all the rig you've got, they are getting better. Your pictures are. No, she's right. She gets some good shots of me. If I happen to be there. But with Pat, you know, one of the few occasions I'm with a professional photographer that actually gets a few shots of me. And the only good shots that I've got of me with a whale shark from Pablo. You know, so I'm very grateful for that. And that day you didn't get a lot from me because I was taking video. So you were in the video here and there, but you didn't get any stills. But you know, over the years, we've developed quite a good relationship in getting some shots of each other, which is really quite nice. Because as the photographer, you know, I remember diving with some of your friends recently from Tourism, and you know, I had and the minute my camera comes out, they're in the way, and they don't go away until you took a picture. So now,
Who are you referring to as your friends, huh?
Well, Chloe was the one who really got it, and then the string of friends behind them as well.
That was a good shot, Chloe.
Yeah, it was a $1 million shot.
Hey, hello. That's why you were there.
But you find that when you're going along with the camera, everyone's like, you're like a magnet, you know, they're all there just following you, trying to get in your shot. So yeah, you have to be very cautious with that one for sure. Thanks, Chloe.
So Rennie Young says, hi guys. Hi. Okay, we have a really good question from Vicky Ji Yun Hyo.
Okay.
Which diving equipment, other than mask and snorkel and fins, would you recommend that new divers buy first? Wait, is it more important to have a personal dive computer or a personal BCD?
For me, 100% dive computer.
Why?
Definitely.
Why not a BCD?
Well, if you're planning to go professional, then I would say invest and getting your own full equipment. But I think Richard can explain better about the dive computer.
So we've got Melissa's dive computer here, and one of the things that you can do straight away is go into, if you've got your dive off, dive on, put dive planning in. You can plan your dive. You know, so many divers just follow the guide and they don't think about you're not in the shot.
Oh, sorry.
So many divers just follow the guide and they don't plan their dive. I'm just trying to get your dive planning up. So you got dive planning, and here you can run through this. You scroll the depths, and it will just tell you.
No dive scan.
Go. As you see the depth, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see?
Put a hand behind the watch. Put your hand behind the watch. Yeah, you're an influencer.
I'm a pro, man. So this one is telling us if we dive 27 meters, we can stay there for 22 minutes. Yeah, so you can scroll through the function and plan your dive. Now, like I said, so many. Thanks, you know, if so many divers just follow the dive guide, particularly new divers. Yeah, in your open water course, you learn how to calculate your bottom time. So everyone is afraid of like older bends, you know, to hear about getting decompression sickness. You get that from staying too long and then coming up. You've been down too long. So to avoid that, you must plan your dive correctly. So if you've got a dive computer, it's very easy because on the screen it just constantly displays the no-stop time, the time you can stay at that depth safely. So, you know, and there's various other functions on them, but the most basic is for safety and dive planning. So by far the most important piece of equipment, and very reasonably priced. There's a full range and you spend the budget that you want. So you can't follow someone else's dive computer, you must have your own. So definitely the best piece of equipment that you can own. 100%.
Okay, that's a. I hope it answers Vicky. Another one is scuba diving is expensive.
Oh, so is bowling. If you buy your own bowling ball, the bowling's really shit and boring. Whereas, but seriously, guys, I think that actually it's not expensive. We're selling. What's our current? Say you pick a promotion day, even a standard day at the moment. You want to do a day at the weekend. We discussed this earlier. What's our promotion? 30% discount.
Yeah, it's $260. Normal price was $380.
Okay.
So that's $260 per person. And you know.
What do you get for your $260? Let's look at value for money.
All right.
What do you get?
Boat transfers, buffet lunch, vegetarian lunch by the way, full equipment rental except for dive computer, so invest in getting one. 3 boat dives with the professional guides, and refreshments, tea, coffee,
And that also includes your park fees
park fees
and jetty fees.
Diving permit.
So it's a transfer out to the island. You're in a private dive centre for the day. 3 dives, like you say, all guided by professionals. I mean, that's pretty good value for money for 260 ringgit. You know, I mean, seriously, you know, that's like maybe a couple of meals out with a friend, you know.
Yeah, lots of beer.
Yeah.
So, but now we're having a weekday promotion for scuba diving. It's 380 for 2 packs. So I think that's pretty.
Yeah, so it's 380. Bring a friend. It's what was it again? 380, and your friend dives for free. So you have to be a certified diver, all right, to enjoy this special promo. And you can dive any day during this weekday, as a Friday.
So we're offering these big discounts during the week because primarily now, you know, since COVID and all the problems that are associated with that, you know, the industry generally is focused now on domestic market. We're trying to respond in a very proactive way to the local community and their needs. So weekday diving is really cheap, and we're trying to encourage that for people when they've got a day off or something, because weekends are a little bit busier, so availability is a bit less at weekends. So, you know, that's why we're offering these great rates through the week. We've got a few incentives at the moment.
Yes.
Maybe Melissa, you want to tell us about some of
We
the others?
also have this special package, buy 4 free 1. So it's
Buy 4 what?
buy 4. Oh, sorry. Buy 4 PDs.
Buy 4 dive computers. This memory span of a goldfish.
Alright, for certified divers, okay? The fun dives, buy 4 fun dive packages and enjoy 1
For
day
free.
of fun diving for free. Alright, and this
Is that applicable to every day? Weekends as well?
Weekdays and weekends.
weekdays every day. Of course, it's still subject to availability, yeah? And it's what, for 3 months, right?
Yeah, it's valid for 3 months.
After purchase.
Yep.
Awesome. So you've got great ways of saving money, whether you're diving at the weekend, whether you're diving during the week. Any promotions on courses? Or have you forgotten?
For non-divers, you can enjoy our special price. Okay, open water. Normal price was 1380, and now we are selling it at 790 per
Wow.
person only.
How about other courses though? Like what about if people want to enroll in advanced or rescue? Is there any discounts on those?
Definitely. So check out our social media for any flash sale, you know.
But we're offering a standard discount on all the courses at the moment, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
They can check out our website.
They can.
They
And they will
can.
receive a discount.
It's right behind you guys.
Downbelowadventures.com. My God. Hang on a minute. Any more questions, Charlotte?
Yes, Marjorie Tan.
Hello!
Say
Hello,
hi,
Marjorie.
hi. Which do you each? What? Oh, I think it's a typo. Which do each of you prefer? Day dive or night dive? So each of you have to answer day or night. Choose one. Come on, Marjorie said she wants to know
It's so
what
hard.
you guys, each of you prefer.
It's so hard to
God.
choose. It's
One of
like
the impossible question.
it's like asking me to choose if you want chocolate or ice cream. I'll still choose both.
Ice cream.
Chocolate.
Ice cream.
No, chocolate and ice cream. For me lah. During the day you see different creatures, and at night you see different ones as well. And the experience is totally different.
Okay, so you are going neutral.
Yeah, you can't choose.
Me neutral as well. I like both.
Yeah.
So I'm still thinking about the ice cream.
You don't eat ice cream.
You need to call it anyway. It's got both.
That's so boring.
So,
Choose one, come on, you haven't answered majority.
Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say, despite loving all aspects of diving, and I really enjoy and look for the best, I'm gonna say day dive. Because early morning, in particular, early morning dive would be my favourite dive. I get really excited about going out at like 5 AM, in 4 AM, and seeing everything wake up. I'm an early bird by nature, so early morning dives are the best, which makes it a day dive, it's not a night dive. So although I love night diving, I'm going to genuinely have to say day dive for early morning dive. There's so many people walking up and down our stairs making a noise.
Night dive.
Even someone's booking up our night dive.
Alright, Marjorie, instead of us telling you what we feel is best, I think you should go out on a night dive with us, and you can choose which one is your favorite. We'll ask you that question after your night dive.
Oh yeah.
Okay? Set? Alright.
Latanya says, Sai, stop panicking. Yeah. Okay, do you think that you have to dive really deep to see anything interesting?
Okay, so for me it's really up to what do you mean by interesting, okay, because it's different depth have a different features, okay, much more life in the shallow, okay, which is one of our favorite as well. Shallow dive is actually like us, like photography, you know, shallow, more light, more fishes, and reef as well.
More time.
More time,
More
yeah.
time as well.
More time, yeah.
Okay, but they do have a few different features at depth. Okay, sometimes you want to look at them, and you go. If you have a qualifications, you can go that depth, okay, and to see some different creatures. Of course, still interesting.
I agree. You see
But
the
any depth is fine.
Yeah.
For me, it's about your objective. Every dive should have a basic objective. And we chatted earlier and I said, you know, in the UK, when I was training a lot in the UK, you know, we have no coral reef to see, really bad viz, oh my God, you know. So every dive needed an objective. And that's what I like so much about specialties. For example, search and recovery. You're learning new skills, but you don't need a coral reef, you don't need these wonderful big fish. Actually, you're learning navigation, search patterns, how to lift objects from the seabed that might be lost. So, you know, every dive has an objective. So depth is just something that we have to deal with to meet the objective. So if your objective is, you know, to go see a wreck at 35 metres, then clearly you're going to need the training to go there and also need to do a deeper dive. And we laughed earlier, we get some people come in the dive centre and say to us, oh, I'm a qualified deep diver and I want to go 40 metres, you know, and we're like, why? The first question is, why do you want to go 40 metres and use up all your air really quick? And they're like, well, because I'm qualified. And it's like, but that's not an objective, you know, so you need a deep dive objective. We're really excited to learn that Sabbath Park are going to open up the wreck to all the general public, not only, you know, the privileged few that sank it, and you know, that will be a great dive objective for people to need a slightly deeper dive as well, you know. But obviously, guys, you do need the training. So to take the advanced course or deep dive specialty,
or the wreck diver specialty,
or wreck dive specialty indeed, you know, you need that training to be going on these dives. So to keep you safe, you know, that's the idea. Any more
So
questions?
a funny one, just to kind of liven things up, is I got this question from Instagram. I don't think he wants to reveal his name. He says, how do you guys pee in the sea, and does it affect the coral reefs?
How do you pee in the sea?
I'm not going to answer that.
Why me? Oh, all the difficult ones come to me.
Well, what you can do is make sure you ask for direction and ask for the nearest washroom.
In the sea.
Exactly. I don't want
You know, actually, first and foremost, control your bladder. Because, you know, you don't need to pee in the sea. Your dives are generally about 1 hour. So I think most of us can manage to not go for a pee for 1 hour and go in the surface interval. If you're a professional working in the industry, you learn very quickly, don't pee in your wetsuit. Because if you pee in your wetsuit, you're going to get some very nasty skin irritations that won't be so attractive when revealed. So, my recommendation is don't pee in the sea. Any intense urine would have a negative effect on the coral reef, so that wouldn't be something that you would be doing too often. But if people do pee in the sea, I would imagine that it's diluted very quickly, so it doesn't have an intense effect on the coral reef. But I know you pee in your wetsuit.
I don't wear a wetsuit.
Yeah. So that's so you feel peeing and it's okay.
Next question.
My father is too old to dive.
You're never too old to dive. If the doctor says you can dive, you can dive.
Yep.
Age is a mere number.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Oh no!
There's only us young people here.
Can you dive when it rains?
Definitely. Okay, wait.
I mean, these are legit questions.
No. Okay. When it rains, it gets wet, right? When you go into the water, it gets
Wet?
Exactly. So there's no difference.
Yeah. You can dive when it's raining. For sure.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, scuba diving looks too hard or extreme for me. Do you guys feel like? I mean, that was my view before I started diving.
And what did I tell you before when you said that to me? I remember you talking to me about this, telling me you couldn't do it.
You can
What
do
did
it,
I say to
Shannon.
you?
You can do it.
Yeah, I said you can do it. Of course you can do it. I laughed at you actually because it's a foolish thing to think you can't.
Okay, what about people who have like medical problems, or they're not fit? Okay, let's just say they're maybe a gymnast, but they have never carried a heavy tank, you know, that kind of thing. So
The best thing to do is first go see a doctor if you're not sure if you're fit to dive or whatsoever. Go get signed off by a doctor and who can certify that you're fit to dive. You don't have to book the course straight away if you're still not confident or you're not sure if this sport is for you. Sign up for our try dive. We're currently offering our try dive, the PADI Discover Scuba Diving, a good deal as well. So for $280, you get to enjoy. Well, check the website now. I think the whole time is running. But yeah, I mean, go for a try dive and see if the sport is for you. If it is, you can straight away continue with the PADI Open Water course.
Yeah, as long as the doctor said okay. And then we actually, all the instructors is actually automatically will adapt any teaching style. We teach the instructor course a lot of time, so we tell this so many times. So we adapt teachings to the people that we teach. We help them.
It's a module in our instructor development course, isn't it? To adaptive teaching, we call it, so that we can change our teaching style to suit the individual. So we get some people come that have got bad back. So what do? We put the VCD in the water for them, and they can put it on in the water, for example. We carry the stuff, help them carry the stuff. You know, we adapt our teaching style for people with varying abilities. We don't differentiate. It's our job to adapt.
okay, so say hi to LS Kong.
Hi, LS Kong.
Kong. Mel has the best guy hair here, obviously. Ooh. And also Jess says hi.
I've got the best guy hair here.
The lowest maintenance or no maintenance at all. Okay, so can I still dive if I experience claustrophobia?
Huh?
always come back if there's any problems and check with the doctor. As long as the doctor said okay, we always can try first. Okay? Try, because you try dive at the shallow water first. Not straight away to go deeper. Try shallow, go to shallow reef and see how you do it. Okay? And we talked again before. The skills that you learn is actually create your own confidence for diving.
Yeah, I mean, like Pab said, we covered it earlier when we were talking about open water course. Ultimately, the decisions are with a doctor if you can dive or not. If you've got any condition, that's between you and your doctor. Once that doctor says yes, we're not doctors, we're diving instructors. After that, we'll try to build your confidence so that you don't panic. Ultimately, it's the panic that can cause you problems, so we want to avoid that. So all your earlier skills are conducted in shallow water, so you can simply stand up if you need to. As we build your confidence, then hopefully you overcome that irrational fear that might make you feel claustrophobic. So it's really up to your determination as well. You know, it's not just down to us, it's up to you to try. But that's your choice.
Okay, so we're down to the last 4 minutes of this live session. Woohoo! Let's talk a little bit about marine conservation and what we're doing for the coral reefs and the ocean. Maybe.
Okay, yeah, I think it's best that I just chat about that one. We as a company have obviously, for many years, we're passionate about marine life and protecting it. It's part of the instructor's job to protect marine life. In fact, it's every individual on the planet. It's our responsibility to try to take care of our ocean. Ocean is life. As marine enthusiasts, we're in the water and we see the problems and we try our best to deal with it as we go along. What we have been doing is removing discarded fishing nets, beach cleanups, and we've been paying and funding for this via our company for the last 2 decades. And we have never asked for any kind of financial support in any way to do that. However, we've just launched a program where we are asking for people to assist with funding, and that is our Work for Conservation program. So Work for Conservation means since COVID, you know, we've had less clients, and that means we're in the water a bit less, and also, you know, we're not earning as much money to help fund these programs. So what we've launched is our Work for Conservation program, where we're looking to use this money to have our staff remove illegal discarded fishing nets and generally help clean up the ocean. We've got 2 important projects currently running. If you visit our funding page, you can see if you're able to contribute, and if possible, please do. If not, just share the page, share awareness. But you can actually follow what we're doing on that funding page. You'll find that plastered over our social media. We're currently looking to remove a very big net, what is, has been discovered on the reef, and we're also doing tomorrow a beach cleanup on Suluk Island, which we'll be conducting that program tomorrow. So, you know, we're trying to do as much good for the ocean as we can, but we do need support. So there's a lot of things we do, and you know, that's just some of it. So yeah, get involved yourselves, contribute if you can, but help us generally stay working so that we're able to provide diving services to you guys. You know, if we're not here, how do you go dive on a Sunday if you want to? We need to survive the current financial situation and global crisis that faces all of us. So we wish everybody well on that. But yeah, hopefully we'll still be around in a year or 2 to keep on fighting this cause. But we all care about it very much. I mean, you know, it's, you know, the marine environment is a beautiful place, but it's also a giver of life to all of us. So it's definitely a gift that we can go visit.
How do you think they can contribute to this work for conservation.
The main way that they can contribute, Charlotte, is by sharing the page and sharing the awareness in the hope that people will contribute, and maybe they can contribute themselves, even if it's just 10 ringgit. It doesn't have to be a lot of money, you know, it's just a small amount shows that people care about it, and if enough people do a small amount, then that adds up to a big amount, so we can all join in together. We're doing our best and we're delivering the results, and we're being very transparent about it so people can see what their money is being used for. This is not a handout. We're working very hard. In fact, my hands are covered in cuts at the moment from the net removal we recently did. So, you know, we're working very hard in what we do. We're certainly not looking for handouts from anybody.
Yeah, so this money is actually going to...
Direct action for the marine environment. Directly, our team cleaning up the beaches, our team removing nets from underwater. But the logistical cost is high, and the staff team need to be paid. So, you know, we're looking to actively work for the environment. When international guests are not coming in paying the premium prices, it's hard for us to earn enough money to cover it ourselves, which is what we've done for the last 2 decades, as I said. So, yeah.
But what do you think is like the most heartbreaking thing that you've seen underwater that kind of like, you know, made you think that, oh yeah, I should totally help, you know, do this for life?
A turtle entangled in a net that has literally just passed away, fish bombs. Recently, Melissa discovered some fishing lines with fish caught on the hooks.
Pablo was on it too. He found it as well.
Yeah, when we were on the dive. Yeah. And releasing them is one of the biggest pleasures we get.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what always disturbs me the most is what's out there that we didn't find. You know, we discover nets on the dives, don't we, quite regularly, and they're always reported. Comes back to us. We organise the removal of those discarded nets. But the heartbreaking side is when you see the marine life caught up in it. And you know, you see it on the likes of YouTube or social media platforms generally. People share a lot of stuff, a whale caught with a net on it or something. But the impact of seeing it yourself is really very heartbreaking. You know, the destruction from fish bombs and stuff. But you know, we can play our part, and we can do something about it. And all divers should carry a dive knife. All of you. If you're a diver, you should have a tool with you. Because if you ever find a creature caught in a net that is still alive, you need to be able to free it. And don't think you can just rip it with your hands. You cannot. You need a knife. So do get yourselves a simple dive knife, guys. It's imperative that you have. You might even find a person caught in a net. So yeah, you never know, you know. Stranger things that happen. So yeah, it's possible. Discarded fishing nets are the biggest problem that our local area faces. We're here, we have the skill and the ability to go in and tackle it. That doesn't mean we can solve the problem single-handed. And I know other dive centres do some great work, and I want to applaud them for that. But yeah, I mean really, we're all trying our best. But what we're facing now is less money, so we're not able to do as much. And we want to do more. We love to do more. So we want some help to do more, and that's by way of people helping cover the funds for the boats and stuff like that. So we go. But yeah, you know, I want to really thank everyone for following us today and joining in. I hope you found it informative and interesting, and we'll do it again if people would like us to.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Marcy says, thank you all for the work you've done or doing for the environment. Yeah. Thank you, Marcy. And JJ says, OG. Fauzi bawa saya nanti, ke? Alright, so this is where we stop our live and we are going back to work.
Finally.
Maybe
Thanks,
grab a
guys.
bite.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and
Until next time.
yep, to our next live. Bye guys, say bye.